Sam, so it's Ted Cheeseman on the 1st of August, the first of Matchrooms behind closed door shows. How much are you looking forward to that fight? Because everybody else is.
Yeah, I'm always meant to be back in the ring, if I'm honest, after this lockdown thing. As soon as I heard about this back garden, set up, I was on the phone to John. I was like, look, you need to get me on one of these shows, any show to get me on. It'll be a mad experience, but it's something that I want to do. And the Ted Cheeseman fight, I think this file's lovely. It's a great fight for I think for me personally, but we'll soon find out.
But when you look at the styles, the sort of fights you've both been involved in, it's a can't miss fight to be entertaining and pretty vicious for fans.
Yeah, I think watching our fights, I think you know at one point it's gonna start to get tasty, and I think that'll be quite early. I think it'll get quite vicious quite early. I think we'll both be trying to get each other out of there, and that's the plan, to get a nice early night in.
So why, when I asked you the first question, you said it is a great fight, but for you, why is it a bad fight? Why are you wrong for Ted Cheeseman?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm wrong. I just think I've got a bit more about me. I understand he had a great amateur career, but when it's got hard, every time he's failed. I understand I've lost, big fights, but the difference between me and Ted is that I've lost big fights and come back. I've come back bigger, whereas Ted lost the first one he lost, and ever since he just ain't been able to get it back. I just think I've got more to give than what Ted has. When Matchroom sent me the list of names to pick from, and there was about 4 or 5 names. I thought Ted Cheeseman one stood out for a great fight, and to make me look good while I do it.
Who were the other names you were looking at?
Matchroom sent me. There was a few at super welter, and there was a few at welter. So Anthony Fowler was on there. Conway was on there. Welterweight, I think Conor Ben was on there at welter. But with welterweight, I think I needed just a bit more time. I think I could probably do it again, but it'd have to be a big opportunity and really be worthwhile, dragging the weight down. So that weren't really an option at that point. The 1st of August to do 10 stone 7. So, but yeah, Ted Cheeseman was on there. We thought it was a great fight, and between me and John and the team, we thought that's the one.
When you say you get sent the list, do you leave it with John, or do you discuss it with John, or do you just say to John, that's who I want, and then John might either try to talk you out of it or put you in another direction?
Obviously, between Matchroom and John, they conversate, on their own for a while, and then John will come back to me and say, "Look, this is what we've got planned and offered, and what do you think?" And we'll have a chat about it. John puts, some good points across, and most of the time, I just roll with John because, he's steered me in good direction so far. And I think I'll be stupid, to try and think I'll know any better. John's a boxing person, and I listen to what he has to say.
I mean, you've lost 6 times in your 34 fights. As you said, you've bounced back well from every defeat. What is it that makes you bounce back? Because, a lot of fighters can take 1 or 2 losses, but not 6, especially when you've had great nights against the likes of Gavin, Malignaggi, and lost since then. What makes you think, or what makes you bounce back better?
I think a lot of it is just your mentality. I keep saying this in these interviews. You're either wired that way or you're not. Some people, a loss would just, that'll be the end. The sort of people that think the hope is everything, that can kill some people. But for me, I lost quite early as well. I know it was a prize fighter, but I lost quite early in my career. And I thought since was just no pressure since that. I didn't have to protect a zero of some sort, and ever since I just thought, win, lose or draw, I put everything in. So if I lost, I know the fight after, I'd still put everything in. If I'm doing a 4-round at the start of a bill or a 12-round at the end of a bill, I do nothing but put 100% into training. I know nothing else. It's all or nothing. So you can either come back stronger, or you can whinge and sulk, and nothing will happen off whinging and sulking. You don't get nothing from it. So there's no real point in doing that. Trying to learn from it and push on, and that's what we've done every loss.
Some fighters, when they lose, they lock themselves away for 2 weeks. Are you only guys who has a bit of a sulk the next day, but come Monday you're just getting on with life?
Yeah, I mean, it's never nice to lose. No one wants to lose. If I could go and box for 12 rounds and win every fight like Mayweather did, then of course I would. But that's not going to happen at this point. So I think just roll with it. I mean, it is what it is. You do your all to win, and as long as people understand that, I've never gone in the ring and thought, tonight I'm just going to try and, stay safe, win, lose or draw. I'm not bothered. I'm just going to try and stay safe and get through tonight. I've never done that. I've always gone in and thought, whatever happens tonight, I'm going to put everything in. If I come out, knackered or I can't move for the last round, as long as I put it all in for the first 11, I'm happy. And that's what I've done. I've never got in the ring and just thought tonight I'm just going to give it half-hearted, effort and just get through. I've never done that. I've always put all my effort in, and hopefully, people that do watch the boxing do sit and, appreciate that, I suppose.
Yeah. You can't not appreciate you, but you say you've had, the six losses, but there's also been 28 wins. Many of them fantastic nights that have been on Sky, and your name's been on everyone's tongues. The next day you see that guy Eggington who just loves to fight. That must be magnificent when you see all this stuff on social media, or if you read it and in boxing news and websites, that how mad it is to watch you box because of the excitement. There's been some great nights. I mean, took at 2016-17, Gavin and Malignaggi back-to-back stoppages.
Yeah. And do you know what? It's not until, I think, like you say, because it's not that I'm not bothered about the losses. I think people are shocked. I don't love boxing. I ain't grew up thinking I'm going to be a professional. I'm going to, I don't watch boxing on every Saturday night if it's on. I'm not that sort of person. And I think that's helped in a way. Obviously, it's been a hindrance in some ways because, I could learn stuff from doing that stuff, but boxing Paul Manage at the O2, it weren't my be all and end all.
Really?
It was work. Do you know what I mean? It was work. I went there and it was a great night. I drove home on the same night. I was back in Birmingham on Saturday night. I went back.
Really?
Yeah. And looking back now, I wish I'd sat about and enjoyed it just a bit more. But I didn't. I went in, I boxed, had a Coke, and I was straight on the motorway home, yeah.
You're the last box. We're looking at your fight, the way you say box is not, isn't the greatest love of your life or the be all and end all to you, but the way you fight and the way you bounce back from losses, people who don't know you like myself, they can be forgiven for thinking he must just love the sport, this guy.
Yeah, I think, as cliche as it is, I'll do the sport because of the things I love, and I think that's what pushes me on. So I would have never turned pro without having my first son.
Really?
And that's why I turned pro. I got made
a few quid.
Yeah, I got made redundant. I'd quit boxing for about a year before I even thought about turning pro. I got made redundant. Craig Cunningham, we went to the same amateur gym. And obviously he was turning on proper and he was trying to do it all right. And I was like, look, I've heard about this journeyman thing. Is there any chance I can come up and have a word with your coach about, putting me on the road? And luckily enough, I landed in John Pegg's lap and, he's took me from there. So I do it because of the people I love. I do it for them. I try and make them as comfortable as possible. And that's what pushes me on when I'm training, when I'm boxing. If I could have an office job that paid me the same wage, I'd definitely do it. But there ain't a job going, so the boxing's where I'm at, and I do enjoy it. I really do enjoy it, but it's not my be all and end all, and that.
I mean, are you one of these boxers then that, okay, if, I don't want to dwell on defeats that we spoke about enough earlier, who, if you lost a few more fights, would you go on the journeyman circuit if you could nick 1,200 quid for a 4-rounder?
I don't think I'm made for it, pal, honestly. I think if I get it in the face, I want to do too much damage back. And John said this from my first ever fight. The first day we went into the gym, I said, look, I want to be a journeyman, blah, blah. And John was like, yeah, come on, we'll do a bit of sparring. As soon as I got out the ring, first spar, he said, I don't think it's going to work out. He said, there's just not too much skill or, boxing technique. It was just too much there. I just wanted to hurt someone when they hit me. And we went on the road for our first fight and I won it. So it went tits up straight away.
I didn't know that story about you, that you was going to just be a road warrior.
Yeah, I got made redundant and I heard about this journeyman thing. And I thought, 800, 1,000, 1,200 quid a weekend. I'm all over that. And I went up to speak to John and John was like, yeah, we can sort it out. Like, it's never guaranteed and so on and so forth. And he put me in, my first spar. I think it was like Maxwell.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Fellow Render.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, so, and we had some good spars and John just said, look, I don't think, we'll try it out, but I don't think it'll work out. We went up to Wales and beat some kid who was 4-0 at the time. So, it went tits up straight away, that journeyman thing.
So have you done well from boxing so far to provide for your families?
I've done well. I mean, I'm not minted. I'm not what people think I am. People see you on Sky and think that you're just rolling in it, and I'm not rolling in it. But I think the kids are happy and they get what they want of some sort. So I'm happy. I live in a nice house, and that's about it. When I started boxing, even as a journeyman, I said, look, I just want to buy a house. I've got kids and missus, and I just want to be comfortable in that way, and that was it. I live in a nice enough house for me, and I'm happy with that. So as for now, I'm just pushing on and trying to get us a bit more comfortable than we already are.
You're still 26, and there's still time to amass your money, win titles. Realistically, what do you think you can achieve in boxing still?
I think I'd be stupid not to say, I want to win a world title. I've won a European. If I didn't think I could go ahead and win a world title, I was saying this the other day, not even win it. I mean, I'd be very upset if I left the sport and I didn't fight for a world title, I think. With winning everything I've won and the ranking I'm at now, I'd be very upset if I didn't fight for a world title at the very least. But definitely, if you give me a shot at a world title, I'm definitely going there to win it.
I mean, and also with your record, world champions might jump at a fight with you if they see you beat.
Exactly, yeah.
No, there's a guy in Britain who just loves an absolute tear up.
Exactly,
you'll take the fight.
And I'm happy to do welter. I'm happy to do super welter. So there's a lot of options there. Like I say, I'm not looking past Ted, but I think I've never been in a position where, I've said this again, in the interviews, I've never been in a position where I could argue for an eliminator. And I think with a ranking of 4th with the IBF, I'm definitely in a position to argue for some sort of, eliminator. I know there's been a final eliminator fought, so I think we're going to be waiting anyway, but an eliminator of some sort would be perfect.
And you've got a good man, John Pegg, working for you there, who knows boxing most probably more than most people. Well, most probably forgotten more than most people know.
Yeah, he does know a lot.
So before we let you go, give us a prediction for the Cheeseman fight.
I win no matter. At the end of the night, I win. But I'm gonna go. I'm like I say, I never go for and a point to win. So I'm going for a knockout, and I believe I'll get it. I believe I definitely won't go the 12 rounds. But with that said, I'll win, even if it does go 12 rounds.
Sam, thanks for joining us on VIP TV. And 1st of August can't come quick enough for a lot of us.
I appreciate it, pal. I'm in that group. It can't come quick enough for me either, mate.
Thanks very much indeed.
Appreciate it, pal.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.